Hello everybody, and welcome to the Turkish Grand Prix. We are here at the newly resurfaced Turkish Grand Prix layout. The circuit here hasn't been used for 2 seasons, and we're hoping for a banging race under this slightly new, not layout, but slightly new with the runoffs and the curbs and what have you, a bit of decoration change as well. I'm not feeling great today, as you can probably tell, so I do apologise for that. But let's take a look at our drivers, how they're doing in this qualifying session. Jurist on provisional pole position for the Portuguese man. We'll take a look at our upgrades and whatnot. Overview is the word that I was looking for. So yes, it's interesting now. PRG bottom of the standings with the fewest tokens left. 15 points adrift of safety are surely resigned to relegation. Unfortunately, SFR with some good tokens, they can still make up positions. Obviously, Thunder Rex and BFX tied with the fastest car. BFX looking for a late season resurgence to reclaim maybe an honourable top 3 or at least a top 4 finish. They'd at least be looking for with the car that they have at their disposal. You'd hope so. Meanwhile, Not That Guy looking at his 4th pole position of the season, and the upgrades for this week. Obviously, a lot of researching, so we don't know what's happened in those roles, but we do know that BFX got a grip and double turbo upgrades. That's 0.4 index. That's the highest gainer this week, apart from Porsche, who got a speed upgrade, finally getting up to level 3 speed. Meaning that is now both the lowest that any team has and also the most common level of speed for any team. And yeah. We've got also a grip upgrade for Velocity, he rolled a 93, a grip upgrade for FVR, and a grip and acceleration for Course Sforza, but not too many upgrades this week, as most teams turn their attention towards next season. A minute left of qualifying to go, and Andre is our first driver to drop below the 28-second mark. He's down to a 27.95, which is a very, very good lap time. It is nearly pole by half a second. As it stands, we'll have to see if anyone can put in some better times to try match as we get towards what will be, I think this lap will be our penultimate lap. Can we see any improvements in the timing screens? I think Jake might have jumped up a little bit there, and Rito perhaps above Apple Amazing. 2 drivers expected to be leaving their current teams at the end of this season. Well, you never know, but definitely the announcements of the retirements of Apple Amazing and Sobel have shocked the virtual world, and definitely expecting a big city season next season. So, yeah, we have run out of time here. The back drivers are still completing that penultimate lap, but I don't think they will get lapped here despite their slow pace. So this is the final lap. Kubo, look at the speed that he's got on Andrews. Through there as well. He's got an amazing bit of straight line speed. Could this be his final lap push? His all or nothing scenario 7, one final shot at pole position. Crosses the line. He does improve, but it's not enough. Andrian, 3rd and 4th at the moment. Not that guy Jake. Nobody really improving that high up the order. Pit crew still behind Juris. Looks like I think Rito jumped quite high up. Fox now up there in 8th place as well, and we'll have a look at the grid right now. So it is then Mart Andries in the Cola Sforza starting from pole position. Kubo will start in 2nd position ahead of Antti, who starts in 3rd. Andrin in 4th ahead of Not That Guy, then Rito starting from 6th. It's Jake ahead of Fox and Jurist ahead of Pit Crew, rounding out your top 10. Hetmenica starts ahead of Grandy, who's in a Porsche sandwich, with Apple Amazing starting 13th. He's ahead of Abba, then it's Cado, Vladinator, Bluebell Boy, Jaruni, Sobel, and Kamikaze starting last. Now, as for the tokens this race, it is our tied highest spend of the season with the Monaco Grand Prix. So yeah, that should provide us a lot of entertainment, and this will be quite difficult to keep track of, so I do apologise if I'm frequently flicking back and forth trying to remember who actually is spending the tokens, but it is Andries spending 3 tokens. He starts from pole position, then we'll go in order of the list. Rito spending 2, starts from only 6th. Kubo spending 2, starts from 2nd. That's a good qualifying from him. Pit Crew spending 3, starts from 10th. Then we have Jurist spending 2, he'll start from 9th. Not That Guy spending 2, starts from 5th place, behind. Anti spending 3, starts from 3rd place. It's Fox spending 2, down in 8th. Andrian spends 4 and starts from 4th. And Andries, as we mentioned, starts on pole position with 3. So it is only Jake in that top 10 not spending tokens. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers all spending tokens starting in that top 10. So we're expecting Jake possibly to fall back a little bit in that race. Not many tokens left for the drivers now. This is the penultimate token spending race, so it will be interesting. But just to recap, your 4 token spender is Andrew, and he's looking for the win that he didn't get in Palanga as Vladinator took his first ever ultimate virtual victory. Then you've got the 3 token spenders of Anti and Andries. So Andrew and Anti-Andries all spending 3+ tokens, as well as Pit Crew. And then 2 tokens for Rito, Kubo, Jurist, Not That Guy, and Fox. That's an all-star lineup of 2 token spenders. And then finally, just before we get going, we'll have a look at the standings. It is Grandy, still our championship leader, only by 10 points here. Obviously, no tokens left for him, no tokens left for Jake Brad Abva with one token left, and he's not spending today. Kamikaze, I don't remember if he has any tokens left, we can probably check that. No, he doesn't. Yep. So not many drivers, really only Fox in that top 5, and then Eurus behind him, who are spending tokens today and can make up those positions in the World Drivers' Championship. Grandy, last race, lost his streak and became the latest driver and the last driver to lose the record of scoring points in every single race so far this season. And then for the constructors standings, it's ThunderX who lead. It's 10 points in the drivers for them. It's 13 in the constructors. They lead over Fox Oversteer, who have had a stellar debut season. Ahead of Neon Sunset they are, and it's Fuezeroja and Team Velocity and BFX all very close and Superfast right behind. Then Flyview Racing, then Connor Swartz 20 points, separating 4th down to 9th, and Porsche adrift at the back, fewest tokens of the lot. If I was a betting man, well, I don't see much of a good future coming their way. But let's get on to the race. Here we go then. The track on the calendar since season 1. We haven't been here in 2 seasons, but we're underway here for the Turkish Grand Prix. Kubo gets a good start. He's immediately neck and neck with Andrews coming into the first 2, 3, 4 corners. He takes the lead despite being on the hard compound tyre. Anti just behind. He's going to look to make up a position now. Andrew also looking good for a move if he can go up the inside of that long turn 8 corner. Anti immediately breezes past Kubo. Kubo on that top straight, really losing positions there on that hard compound tyre. Andrew and Not That Guy go through. Kubo from 1st to 4th in just a few corners, takes a bit of grass on the exit to add insult to injury, and its old rival and countryman Rita breezing past into 5th place. Kubo loses yet more positions. Anti in the lead of this Grand Prix. Andrian in 2nd, it's Not That Guy. Andries and Rito, the sister teams, but no love lost there. Rito breezes around the outside at turn 8. Andries has to take a compromised inside line, and Andries will lose that position to the Polish driver. Up top, it's Euros trying to get past. It's 2 wide, 3 wide, nearly into that final couple corners. Andrian using a bit of boost, just trying to stick with Rito. Not That Guy. Rito can't quite make the overtake come off there. As we head into the left, the right, the left again, and the double left here. Up into the hairpin they go, and Rito back through. Not That Guy. Euros following him through as well. A great start from McProl. He's up from 9th position, or 8th position. Not That Guy and Andrews, and this is a huge pack of cars heading towards the final corner. This can't end well, surely. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes? It's Not That Guy with the optimal outside line. They go 4 cars line astern into turn 1. Andrews trying to get around the outside of Andrew, and they both flank Not That Guy, and Not That Guy actually comes out of that best. They both just run out of room, but he takes a very compromised line into that hairpin, sticks to the inside. That hasn't worked for him. Fox and Pit Crew all the while fighting behind. Pit Crew on the hards, now looking to get past Not That Guy on the mediums down the main straight. Not something you'd normally see, but the pace and the turbo of that Thunder X really come to his advantage. Pardon me. Meanwhile, up top it's Anti still leading from Rito. Andries, this is really going to hurt me. Eurus, then Andrin, Fox, then Pit Crew, not that guy, then Kubo, down to 9th position already. The hards are not working for him very well. Menica and Grandy, meanwhile, fighting over the final points playing positions. Abva and Apple amazing. Then Sobel up from last position to 14th. Kamikaze up from last position. I think he actually did start there. To 15th. Giroudi, then Jake has lost 10 positions in just a few laps. Bluebell Boy right at the back, as is Vladnator and Kado. Anti leads, it's Rito, then it's Eurus and Andres. Round the outside, Andres goes, can he make it stick? What an adventurous move. Eurus just covers him off on the exit, but he's looking under pressure here is the Portuguese man. The Dutchman takes a slightly wider line through the kink into the hairpin he goes, and he's very brave on the brakes, maybe too brave, because Eurus does close up behind him, but Andrews just across there in time to cover him off. Fox made up a few positions at the start. He's in 5th place, not that guy, where he started pretty much in 6th. Kubo in 7th. We've got our first pitters. It's Sobel coming into the pit lane for a fresh set of medium compound tyres after 6 laps on the soft. He has had enough, and he's battling team owner and sister team driver Bluebell Boy over 18th at the moment. Anti is also into the pit lane. Rito, for the first time in this race, but I'm sure not the last time, does assume that the race lead. Fox is also into the pit lane. He's off his old softs and onto a new set of them. Pit crew files through, as does Grandy, who is ahead of his teammate, which is slightly surprising. Surely the 4-token dump will come off here for Andrin, but it's not really working at the moment. He's got Anti, who has stopped and come out ahead of him. I mean, it's the conflict of the 4-token dump versus the Fuerza just being so much slower than the rest. It's 1.2 off the second slowest car. It is really reverting to its Season 3 form there. Rito and Eurus both into the pit lane, so Andres still our race leader on track, and that looks to be coming into his favour. Just as I said he wouldn't be our net race leader, he will be now if all the drivers have to come in for a stop, which I'm sure they will all be coming in. We've got a lot of wet shod cars already, and we'll get only more. Anti into the pit lane. He is not that far behind Andres. Not that guy also in there. He benefited from not stopping, as did Kubo and Andrin, lead scrappers. Oh, Andrin's actually stayed out. That's interesting strategy on an old set of mediums. Oh, it's gonna work though. Wow, wow, wow. The sun's coming back. Even the cars in their pit lane, surely they'll go for an Inter or something. Girouni and Jake, no, they don't. Interesting, so Andrin should be in. I mean, if he was really clever, even though I reckon this is probably about enough time for an Inter stint with the amount of time he'll lose on 1 mediums. He's really held Anti up though, and that's allowed not that guy to get through into provisional P2. Kubo brute forces his way past Andrin, the Indonesian man. As Rito, oh look at him, he's just crawling around the circuit now. It is a bit like, one might say, Sebastian Vettel in the 2021 Turkish Grand Prix, when he put on a set of slicks and they just didn't work. The track wasn't dry enough and it didn't come out in his favour, but he's really holding up Rito, who just hasn't been able to find an overtaking line to get past him despite all the time that he's losing. So it's Anti and Rito really being hurt here. Andrew's going to stay out for one more lap. This surely would have been the best time to pit onto a fresher set of tyres. But look, Rito's already in for a 3rd stop. I feel like if Andrew had pitted there, he would have actually managed to out-strategize Rito coming out ahead of him. But as it is, he's on such old tyres, it's not going to make a difference. Andrew's ahead of Anti. At the last stint, they were very close coming into the pit entry. After all the holding up that Andrew did on his old medium tyres on a wet surface, Anti has lost about 4 seconds. Kubo is now right behind him. Kubo twice on the podium at the Turkish Grand Prix. He's actually been on the podium every time that he's raced here in Turkey, funnily enough. So he's looking for a good result today. He, of course, won the season 2. He won the Season 2 race in a dramatic fashion and was close to winning the Season 3 race, if not for his future teammate and now past teammate Eurus in the BAV having a dominant weekend in the team that Kubo now drives for, albeit rebranded, rebadged and soon to be resold. Fox and Andrew, this is the fight over 6th and 7th position. Not that guy chasing down Kubo. He's on the soft, Kubo on the medium. And Rita running by himself in 5th place at the moment. The gap from Andrews to Antti has dropped by a considerable amount. Antti looking for SFR with, I mean, playing was round 9, so you'd have 1 win in 52 races for them. And in their 53rd race, they got their 2nd win. And in their 54th race, they might just get their 3rd. Nevertheless, review of the tokens again. It's Rito spending 2 tokens. He is currently in 5th position. It's Kubo spending 2 tokens. He's in 4th. Pikru spends 3 tokens, but he's down in 8th at the moment. Yura spends 2 tokens. He's ahead of him in 7th. Then we've got Not That Guy spending 2 tokens, up in 3rd place at the moment. He's done well off the start. Didn't pit originally, and that did come into his favour after the rain came out. Antti spending 3 tokens, who is currently in P2. Fox spends 2 tokens, and he is in 6th place. Andrew spends 4 tokens, and he is all the way down in 10th. He's still not pitted. That's unbelievable. What's he doing? He's gone 17 laps on this set of mediums. What is he doing? What game is he playing? What? I mean, he's actually not sliding around that much. He's just driving very slowly. He's holding up Girouni. Surely. Look at that. He's still not pitting. Unbelievable. Andrew with the 0 stopper. I've never seen anything like this. That's amazing. He just didn't pit in the rain. He didn't pit when it came back to dry. This is one of the most Fuerza Roja strategies ever. And this is a man spending 4 tokens. I mean, look, you can say all you want about them already being safe. With good performances from Comi, he's got podiums. Andrew got a podium last time out. I'm aware that Antti has now taken the lead, but I can't keep track of all the ands at the same time. He has now taken that lead off Andrews. Funny enough, he's getting a bit of lap traffic from his own teammate. But Antti retakes the lead of this race, as he probably has on merit, and the speed that he's made up on Andrews, he's probably gained 5 seconds on him in about 10 laps. It's been pretty consistently pushing away at that gap. Kubo doing really well, looking for another podium at Turkey, 100% rate of that. Kado's into the pits. Andrin is in P13, and he's now being lapped by the race leader, who he was once fighting on pure pace 4. With, rather. I mean, that's unbelievable. On to lap 20 he goes. He's going to come out behind Hetmeniko, who's not spending any tokens today. He's spending 4. That. Before this race, I was sat here, I was thinking, there is no way. Surely, Fuerza are safe. Surely, the Porsche are goners. But 4 tokens for no points. It's got to be no points. I'm sorry, this has taken all my attention off the rest of the race. We can see Kubo coming into the pit lane now. We'll keep one eye on that standings tower. Kubo out in 4th place. He's chasing down. This is the most exciting thing to happen in the league this season. Kubo chasing down Not That Guy over 3rd. Not That Guy undercut him, indeed. He's having a really good race, looking for his 2nd career podium. He got his 1st one at Kubo's home track, Bielaveja. It's still Antti now in 2nd. It's Andrews back in 1st, and neither of them have pitted since we last checked in, so that is just purely on-track scrap. Yeah, okay, we'll discuss this a bit more. Let's have a quick look at the overview. I'm sorry that this does block the screen somewhat. I can move it. But you've got Fuerza on 91 points. They are currently 35 clear of relegation. That's fine, right? They're fine. But their only 4-point tokens left are wrapped up in this race. They have nothing left after this. Antti comes out the pit lane. He gets rammed by Not That Guy. He is in 2nd place actually still, and he's right behind Andrews, who also pitted. Not That Guy with an undercut, really making up some time on them. He actually might go all the way here because he's doing really well. He's past Anti now, and he just needs a little bit extra pace. Lapping up amazing. Will he make a dart to the inside? Will he stick it on the outside? He stays on the outside for the time being. Down the main straight he goes. Not that guy. Might hit the front here in Turkey if he can. The Italian driver through turns 1 and 2 are right on the tail of Marc Andries as we're halfway through. This Grand Prix keeps trying the lines to try and get through. He needs to make these softs count up the inside of turn 8. He can't get the move done there, but he does on the exit. And not that guy as he moves over to take the racing line once more. Leads the Turkish Grand Prix. It was Andries, it was Anti. It now might look to be Kubo. The differential between the soft and the hard on this circuit is unbelievable. This is massively as well. Circuit where you need a bit of grip, a bit of acceleration. A lot of these corners just need a car that is absolutely on rails. So if you look at the... I'll make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, Kuba past Anti. Now Andri's ahead of him, but not that guy buggering off up the road. Anti putting pressure on Andries now. This will be a straight with some overtakes, at least I'm reckoning. Andries drops down to 3rd, drops down to 4th now. Can Kubo make it up into 2nd, possibly? This is a great fight, but he makes a huge mistake through the final corner, and Andries back through into 3rd. Lapping Giroudi and... Giroudi and Hetmenica. Wow, we were not that guy all the while is using this scrapping behind him to pull away tenths and tenths each lap and lead this race even more. Side by side go Anti and Andries. Anti, the victor there, not that guy into the pit lane, so Anti retakes the lead of the race. Look at Andrian. Look at him. P20 with 4 tokens. This is now classified a DNF for the Fuerza driver, spending 4 tokens. Unbelievable. Caddo ahead of him, the closest driver to him, spending 0 tokens with 4 pit stops. Andrin 4 tokens with 0 pit stops. He has taken those mediums with a recommended window of 8 to 12 laps. I mean, surely he'll accidentally get forced into the pits at some point. He's not going to pull a 0 stopper for the entire race. That would be the most Fuerza Roja strategy ever. Look at him go. It is, for the very first time this season, a classified DNF, and that is a huge shake-up. Remember, last season, Rito, with a huge issue at Mugello, still came back to win the title. Anti, our current race leader, with a huge issue in France back in season 3, I want to say. I think it was 3. Might have been 4. Huge issue at Le Castellet. Meanwhile, lots of scrapping behind. It's Kubo, it's not that guy. Fox now bringing himself into the conversation. Remember, he's one of the 2 token spenders. Our only 3 token spenders are Anti and... Let me hide the team overview. Anti and Pit Crew and Andries are our 3 token spenders. They're currently 1st, 2nd and 6th. The Pit Crew is in the fastest car. What is he doing? How is he not winning? The only 4 token spender in this race is in P last. What is going on here? This is just a remarkable race. 9 drivers spending tokens, 23 tokens being spent. Fox being held up by not that guy's lapped teammate, and obviously they don't have to get out of the way. These 2 teams have a close affinity as well, the Canadian teams on the grid. We're going to have a 3rd Canadian team on the grid, assuming that neither FVR nor Fox gets relegated, which you'd hope at this stage in the season. It looks pretty safe that they won't. Sorry, let me find my slipper. Yeah, this has gone totally out the window, hasn't it? Andrew's still in 2nd. He's just a couple seconds off. Anti, through all of this absolute chaos, those hard runners are putting in good stint times. Sobel, a lap down here. Kubo looking at this podium, wanting it. Is he going to get it? Kamikaze comes into the pit lane. That's a pleasure his teammate hasn't been afforded. Andrin is a mobile track hazard. So for that reason, and for the fact that he is already classified as a DNF, the race director is going to call him into the pit lane for a pit stop, because otherwise that would make quite unsafe lapping. So we might finally see him come in. So yeah, for safety considerations, the car running in 20th position. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That didn't help. Crikey. Jesus. Is he going to drive him backwards? No. Okay, he can't enter the lane. Gonna leave him on that for a second. This is not me trying to interfere with anything. We've got a great race going on here as well. We need to focus on the race. Okay, Anti leads. Andrews in second. Kubo, they're not that guy, then Fox. They are all spending 2 tokens in third to fifth, and the 3 token spenders are first, second, and sixth. Andrin, please go into the pits. Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? That is not good. He's slightly in the way of Anti, but nothing too harmful. There's nothing I can do now. He's just there. I can't get rid of him in any way. We're just going to have to hope that he's not too much of a nuisance. Kubo, meanwhile, lapping Andrin. Andrin, our 4 token spender, is on lap 32. Kubo is on lap 36. Anti is still in first. Kubo's gone past Andries because he just came into the pit lane for a soft stop. That will be 2 more stops probably. Sorry, 1 more stop probably for him after this stint. Anti putting on the mediums. He won't be able to take those to the end. So that is an interesting call. Andrin just a little bit off the track at turn 1 there. We did try and call him in. He did refuse. This is huge. A 4 token spender. It's not just the implications that it has on Andrin of Fuengirola, who, even with this, are most likely safe, even if it means that they're not going to get their sort of dream top 4 or 5 finish or whatever they were hoping for. It's just that all the other teams are now going to be scoring. You know, the driver who would have finished in second had Andrin won with 4 tokens, which is not unlikely, gets 7 extra points. That could be the difference in World Drivers and Constructors Championship positions. There's very little doubt about that. Anti came in for new mediums. It's Andries versus Kubo. Kubo on old mediums. Andries on fresh softs. Pit Crew's still down in 6th position. The Fox car ahead of him. And we'll pull up the overview for this because this is ridiculous, right? We've got clouds coming. The Fox car ahead of him is 4.6 index. The Thunder X is 5.1, right? The Neon Sunset leading this race, 4.7. The Cola Sforza in second place is 4.7. The, FBR ahead of him is 4.0. Kubo getting held up by Grandy, the championship leader, who's backing him up a little bit into Andries, with Kubo and Neon Sunset providing a little bit more of difficulty to Thunder X at the moment. Grandy maybe just slightly tactically doing that. We've got a 3-way fight for the lead, and we've got Rain coming back, and Andrin is yet to come into the pit lane. Will he pit for the wets? Maybe. This could incentivize him at last. Please go in. No! Just go in, man. He's not even going to be on the circuit. He's not going to be in the same postcode as the circuit. Clouds are coming back. Are we going to get anybody going onto the Inter? It doesn't look like it. Grandy and Bluebell could risk it. Funny enough, Urist and Kubo coming out there. That is not on the same lap. And yeah, Bluebell will risk it. And Grandy... What is Grandy doing? Oh, Cano's stuck behind Andrew, and that's not Grandy. Grandy didn't pit. And he is our championship leader. He's not spending any tokens. He could be scoring points, though. Anti has dropped back behind Andrews. I'm sorry about the slightly scattered coverage of today's race. But we do try our best here at the Virtual Leagues production team. The Porsches double stacking, just phasing into one another. Anti in, Andrews in. Soft versus medium. That's a very interesting strategic battle to the end. Bluebell stayed out for another lap on the Inter. I doubt it'll make much of a difference. There's a 20-second chasm between 10th and 9th. Which is interesting because Grandy isn't spending tokens, is he? No, obviously not. So he's in 9th. Urist in 8th is spending 2 tokens in the Velocity car. Just shows how good that Thunder X actually is this season. It's not dominant, but it is a very, very high-performing car. Andrews on the softs, Anti on the mediums, 7 laps remain. Andrin is yet to come into the pit lane. He is multiple laps down on every other driver. Kubo runs in 3rd, Fox runs in 4th. Pit Crew up to 5th position now, ahead of Not, that guy who looked so good earlier on, but has shuffled back through the positions here, down to 6th place. It looked on for a potential 2-token podium for him, his 2nd podium of his career. But while he was running in third earlier. It's just not come to fruition. Look at the massive pack that we've got here. I believe that is Anti through into the lead past Andrews, who is in so much traffic. Look at the number of cars that he is stuck in with. 5 laps remaining, but he's actually gotten out of it really well. Can he get back past Anti? Which will it be? A first win for Anti since season 1, a first win for Andrews, or since last season. But Andrews using all that turbo, and he saved it all up for a rainy day, and this is that rainy day when he really needs to just get out of that pack. Anti drops back into second place. We'd expect the mediums at this point, or at least very soon, to do better than the soft, but they were actually only ever going to do them for about 8 laps. It is right on that crossover between a soft and a median. 1 second separate them. We've got just over 4 laps to go. Don't forget Kubo behind, who's fighting Fox over that podium position. Pit Crew is having another thoroughly disappointing race for Thunder X and just not making that car count. 5th place it looks to be again for him. Another finish off the podium. That's not good enough for a team fighting for the Constructors' Championship for the first time ever. Andrews ahead of Anti, 1 second between them. Soft versus medium. Kubo versus Fox. It's Neon Sunset Virtual versus Fox Oversteer Experience, taking over a Season 1 original team at the beginning of the season, trying to rebuild it into something great. Both of those teams are. Andrews gets really held up there though. Andrian is still crawling along at quite a pace. Anti behind, Kubo in there. Anti still catching ever more. Kubo has shaken off Fox for the time being. Pit Crew is a little bit ahead of Not That Guy, who looks to have that safe position now. It's Rito in 7th, who looks really... That would be very disappointing with him. And Eurus in 8th as well. And Grandy, I thought, was really close to Eurus, but maybe that was just a timing screen error, because he's a lap behind, give or take. 2 laps behind Kubo now, who is fighting over that 3rd position. It's Andrews still leading. We've got 2 laps left here. Will it be a first ever win for Kolos Tvorza? As you can see in the standings so far, they've actually, Bloomer Boy gotten 2 podiums. Andrews gotten 1, but no wins for the Kolos Tvorza team. Anti chasing down. We've got 1 lap to go. Andrews still leads, and leads by about a second. He's fighting for his renewal at the team, with the team itself fighting for renewal in this league. Can they score enough points today to keep themselves out of a relegation fight? I'm almost certain they can, but will it be 18 or will it be 25? Anti right on the tail of Andrews now. He has basically 2 opportunities left. Andrews uses the turbo. Anti right behind him. 1 final chance. He boosts down the straight, and might that be the overtake for the win? Andrews looks to have nothing left, and with 1 corner to go right at the end, Anti wins the Turkish Grand Prix for Superfast Racing. Their 3rd ever win, their 2nd consecutive win. And Andrews and Carlos Sforza, looking for their first win, will wait another day. Kubo takes the podium ahead of Fox. Pit Crew somewhat limping home in 5th position, ahead of Not That Guy. Rito and Eurus spending tokens to finish in the end 7th and 8th. Hetmenica and Jaruni round off your point scorers. And here the final results. Anti, and this is for the 2nd race running, a win with the fastest lap for Superfast Racing, and he took it at the final possible opportunity. What an incredible, just like the sprint in season 3 with Eurus and Jaruni. Eurus got that win on the final lap at the final corner, and he's done amazingly well to do it. Andrews in 2nd place, Kubo in 3rd. He keeps his 100% record of finishing on the podium at every single Turkish Grand Prix that he's raced in. Fox will finish a slightly disappointed 4th place. Pit Crew finishes 5th with 3 tokens. That's not good enough. Not That Guy, 6th place. Then it's Rito in 7th, Eurus in 8th. They both spent 2 tokens, or all 3 of them rather, spent 2 tokens, and Eurus will be the most disappointed. But the Team Velocity car, really, they are now working fully on next season. It's Jaruni in 9th, in a Flying V Racing car that just did switch on today. And Jaruni, despite having no tokens to his name, will be spending 3 next week, as he has to be. And funnily enough, Hetmenica, tokenless, in a Porsche team that really desperately badly needs some good results, gives them a point, and that point actually might be all that significant when push comes to shove. Apple Amazing makes it a really solid performance for Porsche. Tokenless, they finished 10th and 11th, but you need lots of points on token spending days, not 1 point on no token spending days. Abva finishes 12th. He's been very consistent this season. Bluebell Boy 13th. Grandy 14th and Vladinator in 15th. Sobel 16th and Jake ahead of Kamikaze, Kado, and a DNF this season. A 4 token spend. And something that might just throw Fuerza's season into a little bit of disarray with 2 races left. Andrin, last place. That is all for today. What a thoroughly entertaining race that was. It really did have everything from start to finish. And I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for the penultimate round, the Singapore Grand Prix. That's on a Monday. And then this time next week for the very season finale at Interlagos, the last race. So, lots to look forward to. But until then, bye-bye.